The 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally great Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see Montreal playing against the Magic. Checking out the Magic, they haven't forgotten the fact that this team swept them last year in the regular season.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's an all-Western Conference, and is the...
Well, guys, DeAndre Jordan shoots with his left hand.
Interesting strategy, DA. Thank you. Jordan shoots a high percentage from the field. You can't fault him for using that logic. And we can expect a low-scoring affair here tonight, as both these teams have strong defenses. Clark, what's it like to play in a grind-it-out type game?
Well, nothing comes easy, and you know you're in for a physical battle. So you've got to have a high level of concentration and physicality, because you know nothing's going to be easy. Rebounding becomes much more important, too, because through rebounding, sometimes you can get some of those extra easy possessions.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now from Montreal, Harrison Barnes is out there with Young. Then it's Chris Paul. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Satoransky in at the 2 spot. Westbrook, no good. The Orlando Magic coming to this one after the win against the Brooklyn Nets.
And it could have been a lot closer than it was down the stretch, though. They were terrific.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job closing the door and keeping it out of reach at the end.
Now here's Barnes, hoping to put that miserable performance against Toronto behind him tonight. And it's Ariza in the corner. Off target with his 3. Paul against Westbrook. Howard down after the assist, let him into the lane.
Tell you what, Kevin, there aren't many players who would have even seen that pass, but when we're talking about Chris Paul, he's got unique vision, unlike most anybody else.
Here's Millsap. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That is his first foul of the game. Screen by Capella. And Satoransky kicks to Paul.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Off target from outside. The inside shot. Second chance shot. And Jordan with the layup.
Boy, the 5th time's the charm. That's a big basket there.
For Montreal, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And when you look at this Magic team with their talent, what should their identity be?
Well, I think it should be up-tempo, defensive-oriented. They've got really good athletes, and defending at a high level with that kind of athleticism is doable, and I think would lead... Talk about bringing it!
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
And that last replay, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Barnes kicks to Capella. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan. Well, Swiss center Clint Capella is up there as one of the most efficient players in the league. He's only 22, but he's efficient mostly because all his shots come right at the basket, right on the doorstep. Last season, efficient near the top of the league, in fact, in field goal percentage.
And for a while, he was leading the league, if I recall correctly, Kevin. Capella knows who he is, what he's about, and what his team needs from him. So he finishes off his chances that are created by guards penetrating. Not flashy, but very effective.
Paul dishes to Capella. There's the screen. Capella sets a screen for Paul. Back to Capella. Tries again. Young passes to Capella. That one goes in.
Not a lot the defense can do defensively there. I mean, Capella is just a big guy. He's got a nice touch, too.
And it's Jordan with the jam.
Yeah, got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop.
And Satoransky kicks to Young. And the pass to Satoransky. Screen by Young. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And that one is good. Korver's got his first points of the game.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Here's Satoransky. Capella with a screen on Korver. Screen by Capella. 4 on the shot clock. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Capella's got 5 points so far.
You know, Capella's really hard to deal with inside, especially inside. Does a nice job using his size to get that shot off.
And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Magic leading by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And Russell Westbrook, a guy who has faced some criticism.
It's tough, and I'm still learning every night.
Well, you have to love the competitive attitude, the desire to be great, not just for himself, but for his teammates, too.
And the emphasis on winning. That's why so many people in the league feel that it's just a matter of time before Westbrook puts those finishing touches on his game.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And when you consider how the Magic are doing, what do you think?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Exactly. I mean, they've made their presence felt on this end. Excellent job contesting shots so far.
They've got Trevor Ariza, Paul Millsap out there with DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Russell Westbrook, and it's Korver in at the 2. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. And Satoransky kicks to Young. Pass to Paul. Good D by Westbrook. Magic leading by 6. And it's Ariza in the corner. Outside Korver. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Puts it up from 15. The shot is good off the backboard. And that's now 9 points for Russell Westbrook.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
And first time out of the game called for Montreal. The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. There's a good screen. Capella with a screen on Ariza. Young. That one a little long. Orlando leading by 11. Ariza outside. Outside Westbrook. Kicks to Millsap. Clock at 6. Back to Westbrook. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Montreal. Capella's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Satoransky the pass to Paul. He feeds it to Capella. Over Jordan. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Capella's got it back down to single digits for Montreal. Millsap in the corner. Shoots the 3. Orlando gets it back. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Millsap's got the lead up to 11 now for the Magic.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I like about Paul Millsap, Kevin, is he's relentless. There's no let up when he's out there. I mean, he goes after every ball.
Paul kicks to Barnes. It's tipped, and they'll keep possession. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
A fantastic heads-up play there from Young to find the open man.
Pops it up for Jordan.
A smart, decisive pass inside there. He really made it easy for his teammate.
Montreal trails by 11. On the wing, Barnes. Now the dish to Capella. Back to Barnes. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see Barnes getting physical inside. You know, does a really good job sensing and feeling the contact coming and then going right into it, not shying away from it.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
Sinks the triple. 15 points for Russell Westbrook.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Satoransky kicks to Capella. He dishes it to Paul. Back to Capella. Pass to Satoransky. Shoots over Korver. And that one hits back iron. And here comes Ariza, leading the fast break. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's on Thaddeus Young. The Magic shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And, you know, Trevor Ariza continues to have an impact on both ends, guys. An amazing defender and an excellent shooter, too.
Both free throws good from Trevor Ariza. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Orlando. All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
Hello again,
Show.
everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He ended up with 15 points, 2 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been in the midst of some incredible games lately, and tonight he's got it going again. What did you think, Kenny, about what we... And that wraps up halftime as the game is...
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And as we welcome you back, we begin our... Orlando leading by 15. And Clark, as you watch the game at both the college and pro levels over the years, what has been the biggest change for you in your view of that?
Well, you know what, Kevin, there are a couple of things. The athleticism, the real emphasis on training and strengthening the core, meaning from your kneecaps to your sternum. The work that's done to train the hamstrings and quads and glutes and that core area as a place of power, as your center of power, is one of the significant changes I've seen, not just in basketball, but all sports. And it's benefited the athletes greatly and the overall athleticism. And then from a playing standpoint or on the floor standpoint, I think the three-point shot. I think that's been the biggest dramatic change in the game.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Chris Paul is out there with Satoransky. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Young, and it's Capella in at the 5.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Paul. Again, the miss by Paul.
That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game, hey, but unfortunately they came up empty.
4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's the 3. Paul missing again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
For 3, Westbrook slides through for his 7th basket in 11 tries.
And everything they're attempting is going in. Tremendous run here in the third.
And a much-needed run, too, Greg. I mean, they've turned it up a notch. Really taking over now.
Montreal calls timeout.
Yeah, they couldn't do any better than a shooting percentage in the low 30s on that night, guys, and that's pretty much a death sentence.
Yeah, I can't name a team that's going to find a way to win shooting like that. I mean, they never had a chance with the touch they had that night.
Screen by Young. Lob pass to Capella. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession. And a look now at the breakdown between three-point and two-point shots attempted here tonight for the Magic.
Liking the effectiveness they've shown here from three-point land. And I say, hey, shoot it more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage, and we'll see if that continues to be a part of their arsenal.
Korver dishes to Westbrook. Jordan the screen. Westbrook drives in. Basket number 8 is all good. He's attempted 12 shots.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Here's Satoransky over to the left wing. Paul left side. 5 to shoot. Montreal again missing.
And another miss. Woo. He's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right.
Excellent concentration from the D. Intimidated the shooter, bothered him, distracted him, and made him think twice as he went in for that layup.
There's a minute left here in the third quarter. Young, a screen on Westbrook. Will it go? And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Chris Paul, very much one of the best and most talented point guards in the league. A really poised floor leader who always is talking and is really an excellent leader, too.
And so Paul nails both of them. 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Jordan the screen. Millsap a screen on Paul. Westbrook kicks to Millsap. A three-pointer off the mark. For Montreal, they've gone 0 of 4 from the field in the second half. Yet to find the mark. Barnes outside. They set the screen. Passes it to Young. Here's Satoransky. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes to Barnes. Ring shot on the way. Montreal again missing.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists in the game. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Orlando Magic. He ends up dropping in 2 from distance, making a difference from long range in this one. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And from the most recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Dwayne Casey.
But man, we got to get down and get engaged at the other end. All right, be precise.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Well, Montreal shooting a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them to say the least. Paul Millsap out there with Trevor Ariza. Then it's Jordan. Then there's Kyle Korver. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard. That's who's out there for Orlando. Russell Westbrook with the rebound. Orlando leading by 22. Pops it up for Jordan. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
Yeah, he just threw that possession away. Hopefully he learns from that and doesn't make the same mistake again.
Paul with the ball. Young sets a screen for Paul. Barnes outside. Feeds to Young. Shot from 12. Again, Young missing.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And Clark, there are a lot of great scorers in the NBA, but do you think a handful of players are just impossible to defend?
There's only a few guys that are impossible to defend, and I think the most unguardable guy in the league is Kevin Durant. We've not seen anybody with his size, length, touch, speed, ball handling in all the time that I've watched the NBA. I mean, this is a 7-footer that moves like a guard, handles it like a guard, shoots it like a guard, and is 7 feet tall. There's nobody close to him in that regard. LeBron James, because of his physicality and speed and skill, would be second, but Durant, the most unguardable guy in the league.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Montreal calls timeout.
Yeah, you know, some of it's shot selection, some just bad luck, and they just can't get anything going.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they've been a bit unlucky. Some of it is poor shot selection, in a slump, no doubt. But it can be turned around. They just need to find ways to score the ball.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Young. Good on the bucket.
Young is often overmatched because he's not as big as other power forwards, but he still finishes inside at a high rate.
They set the pick. Jordan the screen. Barnes against Corver. Reza passes to Westbrook. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
Here's Satoransky, guarded by Corver. And Satoransky kicks to Paul. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Barnes. He can't get that one to fall. Good D by Ariza.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Orlando.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Russell Westbrook.
Sheer dominance from him tonight. I mean, he could not be contained. A big reason for their success this evening.
Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Magic.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
Yeah, but they also never seemed to get cold from mid-range. Just kept hitting those shots with consistency.
The feed to Corver. Ariza outside. And the three off target. And here's Montreal. Satoransky, the pass to Barnes. Connects on the 17-footer.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, frustrating to say the least. I mean, don't even know why they're trying anymore. This one is a wrap.
Outside Westbrook. Millsap against Young. Millsap misses. Barnes outside. Young dishes to Paul. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game...
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
This is a dream. How did we end up in my neighbor's pool? Upside down with a perfect